Yo. Welcome to the Make the Known podcast. I'm your host, trying to elevate.
And I'm Reek G's.
What's up?
Episode 9. Streaming live right now on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow Make the Known on Instagram and Make the Known Media on YouTube. Shout out to the Shady Show, man.
Shout out to everybody.
See y'all.
Live
Check us out on all streaming platforms. Pretty much all of them. I think we still waiting to hear from Tidal and maybe one other thing, but I think we on everything else. So
For sure.
Pandora.
Definitely on the major ones. Pandora, Apple, Stitcher, Spreaker. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever. So, I want to get into this left hook, man, by my man Wack. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
definitely one up for the black man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been hearing him talking that fight shit, man. He finally got to show himself, I guess.
Wack is Citizen of the Week.
Shout out to Wack 100, man. Somebody get me his address, man. I want to send him this better style shit, man. You know what I mean? He put that motherfucking left hook. He brung that motherfucker from North Philly, you hear me?
Listen to his corner. Watch for the hook. split bullshit, right?
That shit was crazy though. So I don't know where he was at. I didn't really get the full story, but in his caption, he was just basically saying he was attacked by two skinheads. And he was saying, you know what I mean, black people, watch yourself. I mean, how you feel about what you seen?
I'm always watching myself, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like we don't have the luxury to not be watching our back. So, you know what I mean? They rolled up on him and he put him down. You know what I'm saying? He made sure he protected all his, every angle. And he, you know what I mean, got on the side of that car.
It looked like he was going to flight.
Right.
But then that nigga said, no, come here. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Then he split the nigga's shit. He knocked him back to his first birthday. He had to sit down and get his thoughts together.
Straight down.
Then he got up, shit leaking. He ain't even jump back in the fight, so he missed the whole fight.
Right. So what we was talking about was, what kind of story y'all think he had with his wife after that? You know what I mean? Y'all done started this bullshit.
Who
the nigga that got his joint split.
The aggressor victim?
Yeah, right. Get his tags. They gonna call the police now.
And this is just my whole thing, man. Like, if you're gonna be outside starting trouble with people, don't be getting nobody license plates and all that shit.
Trying to get the law involved and all that, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do all that. You got fucked up. You know what I mean? Keep it moving, man. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. And one of the dangers in playing with them people, man. They got the law on their side. You see how they always try and weaponize the police against us?
Right.
That ain't no different from that white lady that had a dog in the park in New York talking about, I'm gonna call them and tell them I'm a white woman and I'm afraid for my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They know what's coming behind that, man. Them boys pulling up, weapons drawn, like, and you liable not to make it out of there. So they could start whatever they want, do whatever they want, and then threaten you with the law.
Exactly, because they know, you know what I mean, the law don't come up and ask no questions when it's somebody black.
Especially if you pull up and he see one of his comrades with a split lip. Like, oh man, that Jimmy from the bar.
Facts.
He don't mess with nobody, but he just ran down on a nigga though.
Right. I was on Instagram earlier and I seen I think it might have just happened because I started seeing all the pages like posted, like Mike Sign the General, Sean King, Lee Merritt, that's the lawyer, the civil lawyer boy. It was a black man sitting down in the mall eating with his
I
family.
seen that, John. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was
they
him,
just came up
his
and
girl, and his son, and they just walked up and cuffed him, talking about a black truck or some shit like that.
Yeah,
like we don't even own a black truck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So a lot of people was saying, oh, well, they made an honest mistake because it was another black guy with dreads and his child had on a red shirt and all this other stuff.
It's all about how you handle it.
Exactly. Like,
you don't
no
walk
integrity.
right up and just cuff somebody.
Right. No integrity. Like,
You know
you're supposed
what
to
I'm
do an investigation. If this is an investigation, how can you investigate something without no questioning, no observations? Like, you know what I'm saying? You just walk up and just cuff somebody.
You just walk
We'll
up,
figure it out later.
Right.
Meanwhile, you just traumatized my whole family. Like,
right. You could have walked up, asked him to step to the side. You know what I'm saying? It's a ton of other things that
respect,
they do
man.
when it's a white person. When it's a white person, they know they revert back to their training.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They handle all the shit accordingly.
Exactly.
They don't cross any lines.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But when it's somebody black, they just come up with the cuffs and the guns first.
Exactly. That's their first, like, they going off an instinct. That's why I be saying that there's some fear involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, we got our
disagree
different
with you
stances
on that. That it ain't no motherfucking fear involved.
I mean, I agree with you in the sense that they don't have no reason to fear us because we don't have no history of fighting police, shooting police, and all this other stuff.
We don't have any history of doing anything to white people, period.
Right. So it's irrational. It's an irrational fear.
Right.
But nevertheless, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not willing to take no chances when it comes to us. Like Billy could have a knife, a bat, and a gun. And they like, listen, we trying to do this the right way. Like, let us help you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see
But
it
all we
way.
got is our hands up. And they like, no, like, I ain't taking no chances.
No, to me, it's all power. It's all control. It's all humiliation. It's all that I don't see you as a human.
Yeah.
It's all those things. You're not going to continuously approach somebody time after time after time after time and say, you're scared. I stay far away from shit I'm scared of. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it don't even, it's their job sometimes in most instances to deal, you know what I mean, with a person or approach. But they the ones escalate the shit every time. You can be, sometimes, I didn't even been calm with a police officer. The more calm I got, the more mad he got.
Right.
Like, this shit is just weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I just view them as power tripping suckers.
Yeah,
you know
definitely,
what I mean? They
man.
was treated in high school.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
right.
you know, they just nuts, man. They just nuts. I don't think they fierce.
And a lot of times they try to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, that's just like, oh, that's not true. That's not true. All of them ain't like that. But they honest, like I would say a majority of them, like you got two different type of ones. You got the ones who maybe I don't want to say two, but you got they all similar. A majority of them, either they family was in law enforcement, so they got into it, or they got bullied in school, and this is their way to getting back at the community, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, then you got. I think there are cops out there that get into it for the right reasons, and you know what I'm saying. A lot of times, it's like I said, even their parents was into it, or they might have served time in the military, and they coming back trying to do the right thing. But the thing about when you join a gang is you can't do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the gang trumps every individual. Facts. You know what I'm saying? You can't come into the gang and say, you know what? I know I'm a blood now, but instead of shooting cuz, let's ask him why he did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now they might start looking at you like you a op. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
So
how do you think you sift through those people when you hiring them to be police officers? What would make the process a little bit better, you think? Or
so right now, some people are suggesting that they have to get a college degree. You need a college degree to do any other job that, especially like if you're gonna be putting people's life at risk, like if you're in charge of somebody's life, like even with cosmetology, like you got to get a license to be a cosmetologist, and you got to go to school for like 10 months to up to 2 years or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? And they take chemistry and all these different things because a perm is a chemical. So it's like now you running around with mace, you running around with a gun. You got tasers, like, you know what I'm saying? But you don't understand nothing about how the body work. And they intentionally, like mace, especially the mace that they use, like that tactical bear mace shit, like the way it is, it's like an oil base. So when it gets on you, no matter where it gets, it's going to have that same effect. For them to spray it directly in your eyes is like malicious because you can't get it off of you with like it doesn't wipe off basically. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get soap and you gotta do different things to get it off. So I don't know if y'all up on the Boston riots or whatever, but man, they was wilding in Boston. Like I know you seen the boy bragging about hitting people with the car. Yeah. Cause that was on Sean King page. He talking about bragging about running people over with an unmarked car.
Exactly.
The other boy I done went through 2 cans of mace, but I only got a little bit left. You out? Like, I would give it to you, but I want to hit this guy right here. Like,
they intentionally want to hurt motherfuckers.
Yeah,
that's
like
why I said,
they got
bro,
an agenda.
There's no fear involved. They're not scared of they just want to hurt motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
I think they need psychiatric evaluations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they need to go through like vigorous fucking questioning to make sure they're not racist.
Yeah.
To make sure that they don't have, because to me, like, what could a college degree do to a motherfucker who has an agenda, who just hate a motherfucker because of his skin color? What could that do?
True.
You know what I'm saying? He could just be a smart devil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So another thing is to have them have malpractice insurance. I mean, and I think that I'm a proponent of that also. So anybody that's licensed, like especially in medical professions and things of that nature, you have to have malpractice insurance in case you mess up, and the
Right.
insurance company will be responsible, you know,
Yo,
for
Trey.
cutting that check and not the public, not taxes. Assalamu alaikum.
What's up, Aki?
And not the taxpayers. So now the insurance company will vet them. If you got, you know, anger issues or you
What's
got
up,
domestic
sis?
violence, you got, you know what I'm saying, any of these things when your jacket, you know what I mean, you over aggressive, the insurance company will vet you out, and then it'll come to the point where you can't get insurance. So now you can't just go from being a menace at one district to, you know what I mean, moving to another town and then menacing them.
Right.
Because the insurance company will be like, no, we're not approving you for no insurance because basically you know you're not fit to be a cop.
And I think their pension should be on the line.
Yeah, I agree with
Their
that
pension
too.
should be on the line. So,
See, the malpractice insurance will protect their pensions. We know that but I think that's not going to happen because the FOP is they like
A gang.
it's like they a gang too. So it's like they the corporate, they the whole head of the gang. They the mob bosses. You know what I'm saying?
Need mental health evaluation.
Robin Muscle.
I don't even think think the mental health evaluations work because I don't think they get to the root of a lot of the problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? A mental health evaluation is going get to your coherence and your, you know what I mean, the stability of your mind frame. But a lot of these things is so deep rooted, it don't affect you. It don't affect their everyday life.
And if you see a red flag, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that saw red flags in some of these officers. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think they want it.
sure.
I think they want it that way. I think they want it that way to an extent. They want those type of officers to an extent. I just think sometimes they wish they could control them. You know what I'm saying? In their actions. But they want that part of that. They want that. They want that fear. They want us to fear them in that way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
That's part of
Because
the
they know what the problem
ego.
is. They know who the problem, you know what I mean? Who causes the problems, and it doesn't mean anything. They'll let a motherfucker just do that and go right back to work the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all that shit sound cool. They don't need more training and all that shit. They just
I agree.
They just need more accountability.
I
you know
agree.
what I'm saying?
I agree.
They need to be made an example out of.
I agree.
You know what I mean? If you knock one of their head off for doing some nut shit, not physically, but I'm talking about, you know what I mean? He get caught doing some shit he ain't had no business doing, killing somebody, hurting somebody. And I mean, like his pension and locked up and all types of shit. Like set an example how they do for us.
Yeah, exactly.
The results would be different.
I agree.
But why
wholeheartedly.
they don't want to do that?
Because I think that they already established that they down with them. You know what I'm saying? They with them. They with them. You can't expect. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect. It's like your dad raising you to be a killer and then punishing you for killing people. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying.
They like a lot of the problems is coming from the supervisors. You know what I'm saying? The supervisors are the ones that get in and try to squash all of they don't worry about it. I got it. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be the ones that intercept the paperwork or delete the videos and all that. That's another thing I think they need to do. They need to this video need to be need to go right up to a cloud that the public can access.
It should be live straight to the department. It should be live.
Yeah, but see, even if it's live straight to the department, well, I don't think we got the technology to keep that streamlined. But we do have the technology so that every time they get in their car, or like after if they come close enough to their car, that video can automatically go to the cloud. Right. And that cloud should be able to be accessed by everybody. You shouldn't need no credentials to be able to see this cloud, and it should have no regulations because
they got the technology,
because at
bro.
any given time anybody can go in there and say, oh, you know what, something happened to me around this time and I seen a cop harassing somebody, so let me go and see what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because we as the civilians, we should be able to hold these people accountable. You know what I'm saying? They work for us essentially. Right. They supposed to work for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think the only thing that might be a problem with that is sometimes there are issues of privacy, like when you locking people up, even though they don't care. Like you see how they bust into the lady house and she butt naked and they don't even care. Like they just leave her there
that
naked.
Was a fucked up situation.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's somebody's mom and aunt and all that. Like, yeah, like, and you just leave them naked.
And let's
have
be
to
clear though. Even if they were right, that was wrong.
Right. Have a little bit of respect.
Most of the times, like you see them trying to prove shit. Like trying to prove that Breonna Taylor was a drug dealer. If she was.
Right. You still don't get the right to do that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? So that should just be crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got this, you go and you kick this lady door down. You bust her windows. You do all this shit in the middle of the night. She in this motherfucker, butt ass naked.
Right.
Butt ass naked. And y'all running a bunch of men searching and searching and searching.
Right, and then leave her naked. Like y'all you throw a blanket on her, throw a blanket on her, but how can she hold the blanket if she handcuffed behind her back?
Yeah, the blanket sliding off of it. Then even this weak ass apology, once y'all discovered that y'all did everything wrong. The boy they was looking for was literally next door.
Exactly.
And he had a fucking house arrest going on.
Exactly.
So y'all did all y'all want to do is some Call of Duty bullshit.
Exactly.
And just running people crazy and just destroy their fucking life.
Exactly. That's really what they into. And they get a kick out of that shit, man, because they go home, like you said, and would you say they go home and clap beers to it or some shit like that?
You know what I'm saying? They go home and high five their wives and all that shit, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
That shit just crazy. But I mean, we ain't gonna spend the whole episode talking about beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually.
Well, I mean, we address some of the solutions. A lot of times I think we don't think about what are some of the solutions.
Right.
So with that solution, there are a lot of people, with some of those solutions I mentioned, it's some people that's working on some of those things. I can't think of the website right now, but I'll try to remember and link to them on our page, on our social media.
Right.
So that we could get behind some of these movements and try to hold them more accountable.
Right. Did anybody in the live see the Too Short versus E40? Did you see it, Reese?
Yeah, I watched it. Yep.
How was it? Who you think pulled off?
I mean, at the, I think a lot of people really underestimated Too Short and his
catalog.
legacy. You know what I mean? Like Too Short, still records to the day. Like a lot of people didn't know. I love Lil Jon played some of them records, and when I think the most I seen in the live at once was like 435,000 people.
Oh,
Right.
damn, that's
That Bay Area
numbers.
is a whole world of its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
Damian Lillard, you had Keisha Cole, all these people from the Bay, and they know. A lot of them know that
Oh,
music.
you ain't want to see that, kid?
But there's a lot of people, like 435,000 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
saying?
But see,
Shout
I think
out to E40 and Too Short. I mean,
Shout
that was a
out to the
good.
Bay
I think
Area.
that was a good matchup because a lot of their
solid.
fans are like true hip hop fans.
hip-hop
Like you know what I mean?
fans, yeah.
Like from the mud. Like they,
and
you know, what I mean? They can
honestly,
tell you a lot.
Another thing is, you also got that's why I like the verses too, because you got a chance to see how much the Bay has influenced the sound to right now.
Right now.
Hip hop as a
You know what
whole.
I'm saying? Yes, like right now, hip hop as a whole, but right now, the times that Drake did some things, City Girls, they really sampled a lot of E40 and Too Short records, a lot of stuff that
Yeah,
we don't
definitely
know.
Drake.
Yeah,
You know
I know.
what I'm
Yeah, the Bay.
So-
Yeah, the Bay is definitely, and that's why I think I used to always say this. To I don't know if I should say it to you, but I think if Young Chris would have went to Cali into the Bay more than and toured over there, I think he would have blew up.
They said the
Like,
Bay is the forgotten California.
Yeah.
Like that's the part where you forget about the hip hop scene, and it's real legendary. Like the hip hop
Yeah.
scene is very, very vital to what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it is like a lot started out there. Just like I said, Lil Jon, producers like that. Like and you still hear these E40 Jones and everything. That the Sweetie did the tap in, but that
yeah.
was Too Short's record. You know what I'm saying? Like
When somebody sampled the Bay, you
blow
can
the
catch
whistle.
it.
You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like
you can hear it.
they had their own sound and feel. So I enjoyed it.
Right.
Even some of the stuff I didn't know, like some of the songs. And shout out to E40. They did the Bay dances and everything. So
Did any of y'all watch the Fat Joe and Beans interview?
yeah, I watched that.
I seen that joint. I seen that joint a while ago though.
Yeah,
It was some interesting
While
things.
ago, I ain't know it was that long ago.
No, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Fat Joe and Beanie Siegel.
Yeah, on Fat Joe Live.
I think that was like 5 months ago. They were sitting
No,
in
that
the,
was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You couldn't have watched that.
2 weeks
Well,
ago.
no, I watched it. I think I did watch it a couple weeks ago, but I thought it was like 5 months ago when I watched
No.
it.
He had just did it.
No, that was a new interview.
It was like sitting.
It's an interesting. They was
He was like sitting at a table or
on
something.
Instagram Live.
You mixing that up
The
with
Fat
another
Joe,
interview.
Fat Joe has a show he does every day basically. He has a new guest on there every day.
Yeah, that was a good
So he
joint.
bought beans on it. It was a very good.
And
interview.
Khaled was there or something like that. Khaled
No,
came
boo,
and
because
did
I
the
can't.
joint?
If I check the DM, what is it?
No, Kyle peeked his head in on
Live
something
gonna
else.
shut down.
I don't
Gunna.
think it was. I don't think it was. Yeah, well, it might have been beans with Kyle peeked his head, and Joe and Kyle was together.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
Khaled came in
yeah.
and said something
And
about.
yeah.
That's
But
what
it's
I
not a
definitely
5
seen.
month. Yeah, it's only.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But
Yeah,
that was a good interview. What'd you take from it?
I mean, I actually liked the interview. What was interesting though, did you remember the part when he asked him who was in Bean's top 5?
Oh yeah, Young Chris. Yeah,
And he put Young Chris in there.
Yeah, for sure.
How you feel about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I always felt like Young Chris is one of the most underrated people. Next to Fab, I think Chris is probably the most underrated all around rap
That shot
artist.
Joe. Joe was like,
Right.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get up on
Khaled
this.
definitely loves Siegel.
I'm gonna have to do some research.
How
just
do y'all
on
feel about Young Chris being in Beanie Siegel's top 5? I'm asking Instagram.
Yeah. But yeah, what you think about that? I think Gunna definitely up there.
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at it because Chris is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He always been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He always been like consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I even been in the studio with him. Like, that shit real. Like, that nigga just sit there and close his eyes and then walk in the booth.
Yeah.
and we
You know
know
what I'm
it's the
saying?
unwritten rule that with no the still sharp and still that Hov.
Yeah.
You look at Hov before Chris and look at him after Chris.
Oh,
he
yeah, boo,
definitely
we just
adopted-
talked about that.
He definitely adopted some of his
mannerisms,
his tone and everything. So
his
you know,
swag.
I think having and like Joe was saying, like how did that feel to even have Philly embrace like that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
right.
by Jay and them, but it really, you know, and I think Joe wanted to go a little deeper too.
Yeah,
and
right.
see,
Yeah.
He wanted to see who to do it though.
But Joe also said, he
Yeah,
was
he-
like, my show is really not for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
He
So,
really wanted to go deeper about how he feel about, you know, how, because
Yeah, but
how
we
you
just
feel
talked about that, John. That
where
was
you're
crazy.
at in life right now versus do you think you should have probably got a lot more things,
Definitely, Pete.
you know, that were owed to you.
right.
What you think about that? I think Beans had
Beans
a
his story
good.
of how he got signed up there with a little.
Yeah,
That wasn't.
It wasn't all the way the shit we heard or
no.
knew about.
Yeah.
That wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he kept it
He
PC.
actually cut the ball out.
Yeah.
What's the other
Nickel
ball from South?
bag
Nickel
ball,
bags.
yeah.
He cut nickel
Yeah.
bags out.
He cut him out.
That's
of the
who
story.
Joe he actually wired.
Yeah, that's who took him
You know what
up
I'm
there.
saying?
See, I don't even know what I don't even down with that one.
Yeah, you don't remember
Nickelback was a
that
dude
rap?
from South Philly. He was like a Nas
wire
type
your jaw.
boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Reservoir
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah.
But what that got to do with how he
Well,
blew up though?
because
Nickel bags played
Yeah,
a part of
Beans
that.
told a story about how he went up to Rockefeller and got signed.
Right.
Yeah.
That wasn't. He left Nickelback out the story, basically.
Right. I mean, you know, I guess he got his reasons. But you know what I'm saying? Like those type of stories was out early. Like, you know what I'm saying? It
Shout
was
out
people
to
that was
Nick,
there.
Man. Nickelback still, I follow him, and you know what I mean. So shout out to Joel.
Yeah. One important thing that he said that fucked me up, he said he treated everything at the time like a lick, not a career.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that
I think we all do tend to do that.
and you can see that's how he, you know, may have like let things go. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just treating that shit like he was just robbing a bank.
Yeah.
And he really had a career.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And if he would have, you know, treated that like differently, man, Beans are probably still.
And it's crazy because
You know what I'm saying?
he definitely broke some records. You know what I'm saying? Because he had the
Sure.
CAD deal, he had the state property going on. Like he had a lot of
Like
stuff
you said,
going on at once.
Every time he reached the peak of his success, he was locked up.
Yeah, he sabotaged. I was
Never
like
had a chance- never had a
self-sabotaging
chance
damn near.
to enjoy it.
Right.
He had to drive the cars and everything, but every time his record, he in the Feds listening to a #1 record. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
crazy. I can't even imagine it.
Should Beanie Siegel be on everybody's top 5 all time?
Everybody.
Everybody. Especially from our era of music, that era, that golden era.
I would have to, because back then he was. So what would change from now to then? How many?
Because
how
people
many
like different
impactful-
stuff.
I'm
like-
saying, but how many
So that's why I
impactful
said
MCs have we
people
had
from
since
that era,
Beans?
our era of music, that state prop era, that Rockefeller era, that
Should he be on
the
there?
DMX, the
I
Locks,
agree, he should be on there.
that era, from any and everybody from our era of music that can love and appreciate that era,
Yeah.
should he be on their top 5?
Yeah, definitely. If you talking about rap and you talking about like hip hop, like if you talking about the rap side of hip hop, then definitely, yeah, because his word, like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people don't even like, I don't want to say they don't respect it, they respect it, but like the way he could tell a story, he was kind of like the way he was able to keep it hardcore and then still tell a story,
Right.
was just like, and then like for him to be from the streets and be able to articulate himself like that, like he was special. Like
Mac was
Again, this
different.
is my
Special.
problem too. And I kind of touched on it
Sure,
before.
Gunna.
I don't like
the
how
streets.
we let things that a person go through in their life personally affect their status in music.
Yeah, for sure.
That happens a lot with us.
I don't like how the rap
You know
game
what I
treat
mean?
they
Yeah,
legends,
like,
period.
That happens a lot, regardless of what his status was. the closest thing you remember is dudes always bring the what you call sucker punch you, but we talking about a dude that held Rockefeller down, protected all of them, like, and just was a lyrical monster. Period. So how does he lose his place because of things he went through personally? I don't think he should be judged by that. But you know,
facts, P.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They do that a lot to us. Yeah, we got to quit rapping at a certain time. We got to quit doing that. These rock motherfuckers, country motherfuckers, they rock until they dead.
Yeah, right. They been on tour at 70 and all that, so, like you know, all worldwide tours at that.
I mean, I think Hov put years on a rapper life. I think now is expected now for a rapper to keep going. You know what I mean? If he still got it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it definitely was only a young man's game for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a motherfucker really didn't really.
That don't mean be 60 and jump in the loop.
Yeah. Not just jumping in at that age. I don't think. But it seems like a lot of South people, when they older, they get on.
That's right. That's a fact.
Or they just be looking old.
That is a fact.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, how old was 2 Chainz when he really popped?
He almost like 35.
Yeah.
So real quick, just pop it.
Beanie Siegel on your top 5 world traveler.
Yeah, I definitely agree that now, I think now they don't really look at age like that. I mean, they still do, but it depends on when you get in there. Right now, it's a young man's game.
Right.
But as far as selling records, I think somebody that's talented can still come in and carve out a niche, though.
I think that the young guys don't really got the game on lock, so it leaves that. You know, it's a void.
You think they don't got it on lock?
No, it to this extent that it leaves that void. Whereas though we still want to hear the older motherfuckers. We still want to hear Kiss. We still want to hear Fab. Because like, and my example is when Kiss and Fab and Beans and them had it, the motherfuckers before them, they couldn't get back in. Yeah. We didn't want to hear that. They had that shit on smash.
My question is, how much of this stuff we gonna remember? How much of this stuff we gonna remember 10 years later?
None of this shit that's out right now.
I'm saying is when Hov and Mac and them and Kiss and the Locks and all that, when they was running it, they had it on lock so bad. You didn't want to hear shit from nobody before them.
All right, but think about the fact that we was maybe 20 and our parents was maybe 40, right?
Not top 5.
You got to think about the fact that we damn near 40 now. So you're just like back then, they wanted to hear Kool and the Gang and shit like that, and we ain't want to hear that shit.
He missing what I'm. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
I'm saying mumble rap leaves a void for it leaves a void so big that they can't box the old heads out.
Yeah,
because the music is not that good.
Yeah, the music is not that good.
I agree.
It don't have nothing to do with no age or not. What I'm saying is that the quality of music is not that good.
I agree with that part.
You know what I'm saying? So you still want to hear other shit. Like when Beans and them was, when the Hov and Kiss and all of them was really like, when that shit was rolling, you ain't want to hear none of that shit.
With this younger generation, I noticed too, they don't like criticism and they don't like to be coached. Meaning they like to just, a lot of them you can tell they just jump in there. There's no structure to what they doing. And if they catch a lick off of that, no structure, they don't want to listen to nothing else with nobody. In terms of when you get in there with a real producer and he's telling you, fix the time and do this, do that. They taking it offensively, like why? You know what I'm saying? Like when but if you want to get in there with these guys that's really making these hits, you got to know how to take criticism. And a lot of them don't.
Hey, World Traveler, if Beans ain't in your top 5, I want to smoke with your top 5, man.
Yeah,
Matt got to be in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah, but I think it's because they not because it's like it's two different worlds. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you might have 30 years in the game. You might have 30 years in the game. But like, you know what I'm saying, we on some new shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how you wanted to sound, but this is how I wanted to sound. So they able to do that. They don't have all of the checks and balances that was put in place back then. I mean, they still probably got a lot of them.
I mean, but they got it easier.
Yeah, they got it easier because they got YouTube.
They can roll over and just
I just hate the fact that they have to, some of them, not all of them, some of them gotta be so, like, it seems like they go too hard.
Like
they
trying to be rare. Yeah, they go to the extreme.
I
think that's part of what's suspected right now.
Yeah, that shit is.
It's like the weirder you get, it's like the more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that shit is
so
crazy.
Let me ask y'all, who real briefly, because a lot of people a discrepancy with Beans. They might say Beans in our top 5 because we from Philly. What is your Philly top 5? Philly. We just gonna talk about Philly.
Just keeping it Philly.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, I think that's a little easy. Yeah, Beans definitely gonna be in that top 5. Gunna. I think I'm gonna even put O in there.
Oskino?
Yeah, I'm gonna put O in there. And what I got 2 slots left. I'm gonna have to think. Go ahead. What's your? I'm gonna have to think.
Black Thought, Beanie Siegel. What's that 2? GDK. Gilly the Kid. Young Chris. What's that 4?
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah, that's
Gilly
a
the
tough
Kid.
Young Chris. Siegel.
Black
Gilly.
Thought.
Oh yeah, Black Thought, and you got one more.
And I'm still thinking though too. I got
Any of the new guys coming to mind for y'all? Any of these new guys? You think any of these new guys?
I wouldn't even be able to tell you none of these songs, honestly.
I'm gonna say Meek Mill.
Meek Mill.
Yeah, I would probably. Yeah,
My 5.
I got to put Meek in there. Yeah. So right now, what I got Gunna, I got Beanie,
Oskino.
I got Oskino, Meek. So I need one more.
So World Traveler said Beans don't have enough material to be top 5.
What?
Worldwide.
What? How much material you need? I mean, it's like just the albums
The
alone.
Truth.
He got The Reason.
The Reason.
Of course, The Becoming.
The Becoming.
He got 4.
Yeah, he did.
But that's just mainstream though. But think about all the stuff that ain't even.
Then he probably had about a good almost 10 mixtapes.
Yeah.
Sort of we'll start over. The Reason, The Truth.
The Reason, The Truth, and The Becoming.
The Becoming.
That's it. As far as albums, that's it.
That's it.
I mean, but you can't just base it off material. You got to base it off influence.
But the skill set, his skill set, the bars, his cadence, his flows, his aggressiveness. Like,
I mean, Mac and Brad, like, you know what I mean? He got shit with Scarface. Like,
you was never known for getting money niggas. You was only known for getting other niggas money, nigga. Like, we ain't no joke. Y'all a bunch of funny niggas.
Yeah.
We throw that shit on. Y'all a bunch of bummy niggas.
And just think about the yeah, like you said, the influence. Like, y'all niggas never seen Big Face Money into them Big Face 20s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's one of the most classic bars in rap. Like, you
rather slide down a razor blade sliding board. I'm a live wire, hula hoop, bob wire.
Oh, all right.
Run through hell with gasoline draws on. Can't move me, put the paws on. My gun shoot like fast fours on. You dress cute when the war's on. What you doing, dog? You playing with it? Yeah. You made your bed right, you laying